It's fine. Oh shit! God damn it! Bump your head if you're with it. Bump your head if you're with it. Bump your head if you're with it. If you're with it, if you're with it. Bump your head if you're with it. Bump your head if you're with it.
What did you decline?
If you with it, I'm with it. We gonna bump your head if you with it. Bump your head. I'ma spit it. I'ma spit it. I'ma spit it like a baseball bat. I'ma hit it.
Sorry, the whole scene with Will and Carlson when they was dancing, and Carlson's.
No, I was just trying to figure out why you stopped dancing.
Oh.
You know what I should have did? So I don't know if you ever seen that video where everybody they like I told them such and such. If they do such as if they be my backup dancer, I'll do such and such for them. Mm-hmm. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I believe so.
I started to do one for the pod, and I still think we should. By the time they see this, we probably would already had done it if we do it. But I was gonna have you in the back, and it was gonna be like, I told him he wouldn't have to shoot no more podcast episodes for the next couple weeks. He'd be my backup dancer. I'm gonna try to find it so we can do.
Well, I'm just getting my dance on.
Okay, I'm gonna try to find it so we can do one, and because it's gonna be fucking hilarious. Because you're funny.
I am not funny.
I am Groot. I am Groot. What's going on in the real world?
A whole bunch of BS. I wonder if they cancel Snap.
Snap what?
The
the benefits?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Because I was supposed to be canceled on the 1st. Because of the shutdown. And while all that's going on, Donald Trump still, building his freaking ballroom with millions and trillions of dollars. And I saw a video that was hilarious. I guess it was Donald Trump.
Oh, it says Trump administration ordered to pay for SNAP benefits aimed shut down.
Because I know a judge had tried to block it. Called it illegal and unconstitutional. But the video I was seeing, Donald Trump was speaking on a airplane carrier. Well, a carrier.
Nonetheless, yeah.
And like it cut to some sailors, and one of them got to yelling like, "Where that check at?" Well, he ain't really yelled. He was just like, "Man, where that check at?" And another sailor turned and looked at him like, gave him that scolding look. And then they cut to the scene from Get Out.
Oh, man. Speaking of the government owing people money, the government still owe me that little measly $1,200 from when they was handing out them stimulus, and they still ducking and dodging the play on giving me my money. Talking about some reissuing about out checks to those who didn't get it. And I did this shit like 4-5 years ago. Not 4-5 years ago. About 4 years ago, maybe 3. Somewhere around between 4 and 3 years ago, I had already, because they had asked me when I had to deal with the IRS struggle situation. Mm-hmm. That's a whole nother ball game. I'm gonna tell you right now, don't ever get yourself caught up with the IRS, because them motherfuckers will come back and get their money from you. It wasn't me that caused it. I got scammed and I had to pay for the scam that happened. But anyway, them motherfuckers, when I was in there, it's like, oh yeah, we see that you didn't get this check didn't get cashed, but let us search for it, find a check. If we can't find the check, then we'll send you back your money. Never did.
Well, you can write a letter to your local congressman or alderman. No, I'm playing.
I don't know who. If y'all know, tell me in the comments if y'all know what I should do. Because I don't really need the money, but I kind of want it because everybody else got theirs. I didn't get mine though.
It's my money and I want it now.
Yeah, I feel like I deserve my check because with the government shut down, they might not give it to me now. They were like, you're gonna have to wait.
Even with that Cheeto in office, you might not get it.
This is true. Mm-hmm. Speaking of that Cheeto, my niece said that someone at her school dressed up as Trump, but he did blackface.
Might a little bit too much with the toner to try to match his orange skin color.
I don't know what the little boy was doing, but she showed us the picture. I said, "There's no way you thought you were going to get orange out of that. That is brown."
Hey, man.
But that's not what y'all came here for. At least I don't think that's what y'all came here for. Oh, before we jump into the show, though, I do want to bring this up real quick, and I thought about talking about this in general. Um, this whole Layla Ali and Claressa Shields situation. Now, I don't know what's really going on, so I won't voice too much of my opinion on it, but I feel like whatever the issue is between them two grown women, they need to have a grown woman conversation and squash that, because it's already enough drama going on in the world. And I'm getting tired of seeing people dragging Claressa, dragging Layla. Like, hey man, listen. First of all, y'all can't whoop neither one of them hoes. So, but the people I see talking about it, none of y'all can. Now I know some people that could beatbox and tear both of them up. Don't get me wrong. But the ones I see commenting and making the snooty comments, you wouldn't make them comments in the people's face. So just shut up. God damn it.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I don't know what's going on.
How it started, what's going on.
I've heard mixed stories. I hear people say Layla disrespected her, and I hear people say Claressa disrespected her, and I hear people say that Layla did an interview because I guess Claressa called her out to fight. I guess they had a personal conversation that went left. So Claressa called Layla out to fight or something like that. And Layla pretty much said in her interview, she's not coming out of retirement for nobody, for her. Like, she's not impressed by nobody asking her to fight. And which I get that. What's Layla, 50?
Yeah.
I get that. I'm too old to still be fighting. Mike Tyson, I think he just did that just for the fun.
Yeah, he did that for that money grab. And I didn't seen something. He came out and tried to check, what's the little boy name?
The one he had to fight?
Yeah. Jake Paul,
Logan Paul, one of the two.
Jake Paul, yeah. Jake Paul tried to say like, "Oh, I'm the best fighter in the world. I even beat Mike Tyson." And Mike Tyson was like, "You know what? I only let you win because you offered me that money." I don't know. Maybe it was fake. Maybe it was AI. But still, I think
the fight was AI. No.
Basically.
Let me stop. But yeah, that whole debacle between them two, I might, because it keeps popping up, I kind of want to look at it for myself and see what really happened at this point now. Because I'm getting too many mixed stories. I'm, like I said, I'm hearing it. That's all Layla said, is that she's not coming out of retirement for nobody. That's not disrespect.
That's not disrespect. That's more.
I have a choice in whether or not I want to come out of retirement to fight somebody that looked up to me. I don't have to fight you. For what?
It's more disrespect if we keep antagonizing me because I said it.
Because if her daddy was alive, her daddy would say the same thing. My daughter's not coming out of retirement to fight nobody.
Fight it. Sorry. I had to work through my own personal demons right there.
I'm glad you did, because I don't want to get canceled for nothing. I don't need Layla Ali knocking on our door trying to fight us. We will be the reason why she come out of retirement. You say something slick about her daddy. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Anyway, welcome to WitChaOlAsx Podcast. My young old ass and my co-host here bring you life discussions, topic of discussions, difference of opinions, and we checking in on mental health and the well-being of our guests when we have them. So if you allow my young old ass and my co-host here to borrow your ears for a brief moment, we gladly appreciate it. Because I'm your host, Tay Nicole.
And I'm your co-host, Pac Manley.
And together we are WitChaOlAsx Podcast. Off camera, you going to tell me what you was thinking.
Okay.
Or you can tell me now and I can just cut it out.
No, I'd rather do it off camera.
Are you going to remember?
Yes.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's no disrespect, but at the same time, we just want to avoid saying certain things on camera that can come back and bite us in the ass later.
Yeah, because my mind goes, whew.
But, as y'all know, in the beginning of the show, we warm you up and then we check in on you. So as we're doing our check-in, I want you to check in with yourself. Check in on you. See how you doing. What's going on with you? What's going on with your family? You know, if you need to text somebody right now, say, hey, how you doing? Or what's going on? Check in on them. Because we checking in on each other. As well as we checking in on you. Anyway, Pac, how you doing?
I'm doing lovely.
I'm doing all right as well. Still hitting that gym up. Shh, push it. push it real good. I be doing this one little exercise in the gym. I don't even know if it's a legit exercise or not. I kind of just made it up, but it targets my back and my shoulder blades and like my undercuff. But basically, you kind of like take a barbell with 20-pound weights on it. You lean forward and you kind of like pull it up to your chest, but you don't go all the way up here. You kind of stop right at the center part of your chest and you just kind of hit
Oh,
that.
that's the.
I don't know if it's even really called anything. I just been doing it and it's been feeling great. I've been noticing my back muscles and my shoulders have been getting a little bit stronger and toning up since I've been doing it. So I just keep with it. You know what I'm saying? I learned in with the world of exercise that you unlock this code of all different kind of things you can do that your body can do that targets different things. Some people probably look at me in the gym and go, "What the is she doing?" Other people go in the gym like, "I be doing that too." You know what
And
I'm
it's
saying?
that third person. I'd be like, oh, I wish I could do that.
Or
Sorry.
that I'm about to start doing that. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. But yeah, I've been doing great. Any
Advice
advice?
for the people.
Because we really don't have a lot to check in on. To be honest with y'all, we've been doing pretty. Well, at least for myself, let's speak for myself. I feel like I've been doing pretty good.
I as well. You know, those little pockets of stress at work, but hey, that's work. So
Yeah,
you know.
and I'm on a new adventure. So
Sorry. As soon as she said new adventures, butterflies in the sky it popped in my head for some
I just
reason.
go twice as high. Take a look.
What up,
It's
LeVar
in
Burton?
a book. Reading Rainbow.
Advice for the people. Hmm. Winter's coming. Stay warm.
What about? I know we haven't gotten to the topic of discussion. Do you want? Well, we can give them advice at the end as well. Um, Food said winter's coming. What about the people who don't deal with winter? Because I don't.
I have no
You
advice
know
for you. I am jealous of you. I envy
what
you.
states
Sorry.
don't have winter besides California?
Florida. Um, maybe like Louisiana, Texas,
No,
Arizona.
Louisiana has winter.
Well, everybody kind of gets like a sort of winter where it gets a little colder than it
Let
normally
me clarify.
is.
What states? What states have snow? It's Kansas, Missouri,
Mostly the
uh,
upper part of the U.S.
Colorado, Minnesota, Iowa, Ohio, Nebraska,
Illinois,
Illinois,
Michigan,
Michigan.
New York, Connecticut, Maine, Pennsylvania,
So almost all 50 states, maybe 10 states don't get snow.
Alaska.
Which you think maybe 5 to 10 don't get snow?
Yeah, yeah. We know Hawaii don't get nothing, no type of snow. And
Yeah, Hawaii, California. Actually, you know what?
it depends on like the years, because hey, I remember that
Cause
one
I'm
year
not say
Mexico
yeah,
got snow.
cause yeah, I'm not say cause I actually I think about cause even Arizona, some parts of Arizona get snow. So actually, I think all 50 states get snow. They just get a certain degree of snow.
Mm-hmm.
But states like Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, New York, Connecticut, Minnesota, uh, um, Colorado,
Montana.
Montana, and Nebraska, our snow sticks.
Yeah.
Our snow sticks. So he right though. It is getting cold. Bundle up. Um, my advice to people is live your life how you see fit, boo boo. Don't let nobody coerce you to doing what you don't want to do. Do you, boo boo? If you
Well,
don't
that's
want
it. I'm out of here. No,
if you don't want to button up for the winter and you want to keep catching the death and pneumonia, that is your prerogative, boo boo.
I feel for you like Shaka Khan, but hey.
Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. But yeah. I mean, that's just my little bit of advice. We don't have a whole lot to talk about in the check in this time around because nothing new's happened just yet. But we'll see.
Yeah, well, they keep talking about that. What is it? A31 Comet thing. Yeah. I don't know when it's supposed to be getting close to the Earth, but
A comet's coming to the Earth.
yeah, well, there's a lot of speculation and conspiracy theories about it. They don't know if it's a comet or if it's a alien mothership, because it's making unusual turns, and it's doing some unusual things out there in space.
Can they stop a comet?
Um, That is a good question because I want to say I heard a couple days ago that the world has officially put up their space defense, whatever that means.
Child.
Hell, we have a whole branch of the military called, Space Force.
I ain't gonna lie to you. We living in a simulation. This ain't nothing but repeat.
Yeah.
But just different clothes and different perspectives. We done been through this shit already.
Yeah, you know what they say. History repeats itself every 30 years.
Damn. I'm 30, so my history's about to repeat itself. Please don't. Please don't. I don't need. Jesus, don't repeat it yourself. Don't do it. Some of the parts can repeat themselves, but the other parts don't repeat yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, he inserted himself in the repeat. That's okay. You can stay there. You can repeat yourself. But I don't need some of the other shit. Please don't repeat. Do not pass go and collect no 200. No 200. But before we jump into the meat and potatoes of the show, your host, your gracious host, Tay Nicole, would love to thank you guys for tuning in, making this fun. I don't give a damn if you don't like what we say, but be respectful about what you say.
There are certain ways to word your opinion.
Exactly.
You don't have to be mean and nasty all the time,
Yeah.
It does you, does us, doesn't do the community no good.
Facts. And if you disagree with something that he said or I said, it's okay to put in the comments that you disagree, but just put your disagreement in there a little bit more neat. Cause I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I have zero fucks to give. So I was trying to be good and not commenting back on people's negative comments. I'm not going to. I'm gonna show you the real petty troll. You troll me, I'm gonna troll you. Now he might have to go back in and delete some of my comments, but that's okay. Cause I'm gonna troll that ass.
Ooh, that might leave it open for people to try you.
Please don't try me. I'm a respectable person and I'm a loving person. I'm okay with you voicing your opinion though. If you feel like you disagree with something that I said and you have your own opinion, by all means, please express that. But let's keep it clean, let's keep it professional, and let's keep it nice. Cause I don't want to have to cut you nice nasty. Can you dig me? But in the meantime, between time, all those people who still show love and give us your gracious ear, I do want to thank you. I do want to say, make sure you do us a favor, like, share, and comment, and keep it blessed, keep it beautiful, and keep it bold, baby. Anything for Pac?
Nope. Just keep it cordial, Hey.
Was. I have been your host, Tay Nicole.
I'm your co-host, Pac Manley.
And together we are
WitChaOlAsx Podcast.
With that being said, let's get back to the show. The meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes.
Somebody took a dancing pill today.
Something like that. I just realized I ain't got no vitamins left.
I just realized I ain't take mine today.
I need to put some vitamins back on my list. Well, no, because I'm waiting till I get paid so I can pay for those. I'm gonna try those black girl vitamins. I'm gonna get them a shot before I go on her reoccurring purchase list. I'm gonna order some, try them out, see how I like them. And if I like them, I'll stick with them, and I'll just keep getting a resupply like clockwork. But yeah. So, what we going to next, Pac?
Topic of discussion.
Topic of discussion. Today's topic of discussion, I believe, is marriage versus long-term relationship without marriage. Ooh. That's a sticky situation, sticky topic. Especially consider I've been reading We Over Me. And getting different perspectives from people who are married and people who are not, like we are not married. Been together quite a long time, but not married. This is gonna open up a real good conversation. When we get to difference of opinion, we, it's gonna be some shit. Now for the topic of discussion, Pac, do you want to kind of unfold this topic, or would you like me to unfold the
I
topic?
would like you to unfold it.
So, marriage, as we all know, is a unity between two people, man and woman, woman and man, woman and woman, man and man. Where they take a vow between amongst witnesses and amongst whomever they believe in. Some put a ring on it, some put a tattoo on it, and some leave that mug blank. But ultimately, they sign this document to the government and tell the government we are a unity, right? Um, Long-term relationships are what we are in, where there's no commitment beyond the conversation and the connection that we have designed. There's no government involved. There's no wedding rings involved. There's no uh, paperwork involved that says that he is legally obligated to be committed to me, if that makes sense. So when you look at people who are married versus people who aren't, but been in the same type of tenureship in a relationship, do you really see a difference? Do you really see a difference? You know what I'm saying? And I'll give you my answer in difference of opinion, by the way. But do you see a difference? You know, is there a difference between actually telling the government we are one versus telling each other you're one? You know what I mean? But that's the breakdown of this topic of discussion, if you will. Pac, do you have anything you want to add to the topic of discussion?
I can't think of one right now. But just trying to overtalk that.
We're hungry.
Yeah, a little slightly. But no, not that I can think of right now.
Okay.
I think you explained it very eloquently.
Now,
I'm using SAT words.
I'm weak. Now, when it comes to marriage, have you ever been pressured to be married
No, I have not.
by anyone?
No, but I have, you know, it's something was said to me as a child that made me view divorce differently than how some people view it.
Do tell.
You know, I think I was about like 12, 13 years old. And me and my mom I was helping my mom in the kitchen cooking. And I did something. I can't remember exactly what I did. And she was like, "Ooh, I feel sorry for your first wife." It's like, "First wife?" She said, "Yeah, because she going to leave you." Like, whoa, 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 lady. Whoa, what do you mean? And, my mom was married, I believe, at 22 and got divorced at 24. So, and since then, I've had my own opinion on divorce. I don't necessarily believe in divorce.
Hmm.
You know,
That's gonna be. I told y'all difference of opinion gonna be some serious.
so you know,
Um, I've never. I can't say I'm necessarily being pressured, but people bring it up a lot to me. A lot. You've been with him for so long. Okay. And the reason why I say I can't consider this pressure is because they're not saying you need to marry him. They're just asking, are you guys going to get married?
right.
And if you are, when are you guys going to get married? We've
That,
been together 5 years, going on 6.
and that's the reason why I didn't bring that up, because I didn't necessarily feel pressure when people bring that up to me.
Yeah, it's not necessarily pressure, but it does sometimes get a tad bit annoying because quit asking me the same goddamn question.
Everybody moves at their own pace. Hey, some people get married within 5 months of meeting a person. Some people
2
get
weeks.
married,
But with being in that realm, like I've seen bad, good, and what the hell marriages. Um, it similar to his mother. My mother has been married twice. Currently still married to my stepfather. Um, she got married. I want to say she was like 17, 18 when she got married the first time. My grandmother signed off on it. I want to say she was 17ish. She was married. that marriage didn't go well, which is hence the reason why she's in her second marriage. Not my business to tell, but I'm just saying. And coming from her first marriage and hearing her side of the story, because her first marriage is not my father. So just hearing from her, it did kind of mess with the way I see marriage. Um, and why I can see marriage versus long term relationships, why I can see similarities. And like I said, when I get difference of opinion, I'll break more of my differences down when it comes to it. So we might open the room a little bit more for difference of opinion when it comes to the time frame, because 35 minutes might not be enough to me for me to break down my thought process.
You can have my time.
I'm crying. But I've also seen a long-term relationship turn marriage, right? And in some cases, you don't see a difference because there was never a difference when they were in a relationship to when they got married. And in some cases, you can see a difference, good or bad, in both terms, whether it's good when they were just a regular relationship to bad when they got married, or bad when they were in a relationship and then somehow turned great in a marriage. Kind of, from what I've gathered so far in We Over Me, that's kind of what Deval and Kadeem went through. The beginning of their relationship was rocky, very rocky. I won't use the term bad because they didn't get to use that term, but it was very rocky, up and all the way through, even through to marriage. They still were going through rocky phases, even amongst getting married, and during their marriage, they still were going through rocky shit, and they probably still going through rocky shit, but they've learned how to navigate it different. And I've from what I've gathered from them, it's kind of similar to, our relationships is completely different. Me and yours is to theirs. No, I'm not comparing our relationships at all. But I do see a pattern in relationships that are like that. When they start out kind of rocky, it's because they're fighting their own battles of differences, of who they are as an innate person. They're fighting that own battle to learn how to become a well-oiled machine. And in some cases, people get it before marriage, and some people don't. It just kind of depends on what a motherfucker go through. But long-term relationships have, have been frowned upon for years. People frown upon a long-term relationship. They feel like you've been with somebody 2 to 3 years, you should get married to that person. Oh, you've been together 2 years? Get married. Why? Why? Why should I get married to somebody I've only been with for 2 years? I don't know them.
Right. Hell, at that point, have y'all even lived together to know how each other is?
It's just like, I feel like that people have too much of a open opinion on someone else's relationship and what works for them, that they are not happy in their own. Because you shouldn't feel the need to pressure or communicate your opinions about somebody's status of their relationship because of what you perceive to be the next step for them. Because some people might not want to get married right away, not because they don't love the person or not because they don't see marriage in the future, but sometimes they might not just have the money for it. And some people have an idea of what they want their wedding to look like. And if I don't have the money for the wedding, I'm gonna go elope then. Now everybody gonna be mad.
Right. Yeah, and some people are just, take a little bit longer working on themselves, so they can be the perfect they want to be for their partner.
But at the same time, even with that, sometimes you never know. I always say this. I feel like you and your partner know when it's time, if it's ever time, because some people are not marriage material, meaning like they're not okay with putting a ring on the finger. They're not okay with taking not necessarily a vow amongst God, because some people, I ain't gonna lie to you, some people I've seen, they'll throw a wedding but never turn in the marriage certificate.
I've seen that before.
So to the public, they're married, but to the government, they are not.
Hell, I've seen gay couples get married before it was technically legal.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no way they could go down to the courthouse and be like, "Hey, we're together." But amongst them, their friends, their family, and whoever they believe, they're married.
Yeah. So it's just like I don't. I'm trying not to dip into my difference of opinion. I just don't see how people have the audacity, because that's what people got today. People got a lot of audacity, a lot of motherfucking
I
audacity.
heard you say that the other day, or was it yesterday? You
It
said
probably
that.
was yesterday. A lot of motherfucking audacity to sit here and try to tell a motherfucker that I married. So first of all, here's the thing: if you've been divorced, you have no room to tell a person when they should get married, because you
Yeah,
got a divorce.
if you're not in a relationship, you don't have no room to tell nobody when they should
That
get
too.
married.
If your ass can't keep a motherfucker past 6 months, you should shut the fuck up.
Say a little louder for the people in the back.
Because if you can't keep nobody past 6 months, you should shut the fuck up. Because you don't even know how to keep a person. And I get it. There's some people who are in unhappy and unhealthy relationships. I get it. I do. But shut the fuck up. Mind your business. Okay? Don't tell Suzanne she need to marry Jeffries, Sarah, Jackie, Joe, Jim, Mo, whoever. And you ain't got your shit together. First of all, I don't give a fuck if you got your shit together or not. Don't tell somebody what they need to do. Don't tell somebody they need to get married because they've been together so long. And I'm taking this personal because even though my close immediate friends and family not necessarily pressuring it, they may ask, but they don't pressure it. But there are some strangers that I've had a conversation with that'll go, "Well, why y'all not married yet?"
Why you not minding your business yet?
Why was you sleeping with Susanna? You married Deborah. Mind your business. I just I, I just feel like it's just weird. Like there to me, you have too much audacity and time on your hands if you gonna keep trying to tell somebody what they should and shouldn't be doing.
Yes.
Shut up. I'm
You
gonna
ain't got
feed
no
you.
business of your own at that point because you're,
You in my business.
all in mine, all in my Kool-Aid. Don't even know the flavor.
Cause I'm like, oh, I just think that it's time. We ain't Mariah Carey. It ain't. I ain't gonna hit the high note like she did. But y'all ever hear her when she?
Oh
It's
my God, that's about to start up.
I just let me tell you something. Y'all need to let November just go be November. Stop dropping December in November. Cause
Oh,
you don't drop November in December, and you
yeah,
don't drop January in December.
can we have Thanksgiving before y'all
Man,
start doing all this Christmas stuff?
goddamn bozos.
As soon as Halloween over, oh, it's Christmas time. No, it ain't.
And listen, I love me some Crystal Renee Hazlett, but she the reason why I made that post. Cause as soon as I open up my Instagram, what do I see? It's never too early. She got Christmas shit out already. That ish blew my mind. I said, now of course this was a little while ago when I seen it, because by the time this airs, it'll be a little while ago.
Yeah.
But y'all got to stop, please. Cut it, cut it, cut it.
Let my month be my month.
Oh, this is your birthday month. That's crazy. That's crazy. Tell them stop stepping on your birthday month. Ain't your birthday on Thanksgiving this year?
Yes, it is.
That's crazy.
And next year maybe might be on Pack Friday.
It's interesting because you and my nephew, y'all 5 days apart. And it's ironic how y'all birthdays rotate on Thanksgiving. So I always be like, damn, man, who birthday gonna be on Thanksgiving this time?
Submit your bets. No, I'm fine.
So, because I think in another 4 years, his birthday will fall on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So I think y'all birthdays rotate every 4 years. I think
I
is how
think
that
I think it's I don't know. I forget because the leap year always throws it off.
it does. I think it's every 4 or 5 years y'all birthday rotates between, and it's so crazy because he ain't nothing but 9. He about to be 9. That's crazy. Because a couple years ago, his birthday fell on Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. And now yours is. So crazy how birthdays work out, ain't it? Um, you got any questions that you want to ask? Anything that popped up in your mind while we was randomly talking about random stuff at the same time?
So, I guess it'd be like a question for y'all. And y'all can also add on to in the comments. How long is too long to be
Ooh.
in a long term relationship? Like, cause I get it, if you're, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If you're a little bit older, no, I'm serious, cause
No, I didn't mean. No, it's just because the way you said it. If you're a little bit older,
if you're a little older and you're in you happen to get in a relationship with a person, and you guys are just like nah, we're not gonna do the marriage thing. We're just gonna just be together. Because my mom and her last boyfriend, they were together. Whew, a lot of years. I'm not even gonna try to count. And I don't think anybody expected them to get married. You know what I'm saying?
oh, so I get what you asking. So one, how long is too long before a person actually gets married? But then the double question is, if you're already older, does it even matter if you get
If you
married or
get
not?
married, yeah.
Um, as far as time, no, I don't think there's a time limit on it. I don't think there's a time limit on it because people can be together 30 years. And the crazy thing is, this is how the world works. People can be there 30 years. Well, discover that they need to marry that person to protect that person in the event if something happened to them, aka if they die. So they'll go ahead and marry that person. So legally, nobody could take nothing from them. Because that's honestly why some people end up getting married. They really truly already love the person. They've been together for a long time. They just realize that, oh shit, if I die, you get nothing. Like it all goes to either my individual kids, or if they got kids together, then of course they're not gonna care because it'll go to their kids. But
Or your closest, what
closest
is
to
it?
kin.
Yeah,
So a
close
lot of
to
people,
kin.
like for example, me and him don't have kids. So if something happens to him, I doubt his family would do anything like that. But at the same time, they have all legal grounds too, because I'm not his wife. So if in which I'm not expecting his family to not come for what they think they deserve. It is what it is. Now they ain't coming in this house to take it shit,
Well,
but
I guess that's good. You have a good relationship with my sister.
yeah. Because I mean, if something was to, and first of all, let me clear this up. If something was to happen to him, I would actually, and because I would think he'd do the same, probably would do the same thing. I actually wouldn't even keep any of his money. I actually would help use it, especially if we don't have kids. I'd actually help use it to fund his niece's college or career, whatever it is she wants to do.
That little girl.
Whatever it is that she would want. Because if we don't have any kids, honestly, the money that I have should go to my nieces and nephews or my mother, not my siblings. Sorry, I love them, but no, either my nieces and nephews or my
I
mother.
feel
Now, don't
you.
get me wrong, my beneficiary actually is him. So when it comes to work related things, if I was to pass away, my work money goes to him. But I know he'll do the right thing with it. I'm not worried about that. So,
Yeah, and for my beneficiary thing, it's a little bit more red tape to make you mine.
oh yeah, 'cause, the hospital don't be playing that.
Yeah, so.
It's so who's it? It's your sister, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that makes sense. See, certain jobs have a lot of red tape when it
Yeah.
comes to stuff like that, which is like I said, why people end up getting married because they realize they don't. Shit, I can't protect you if I'm not married to you. And that's where marriage sometimes becomes more of a protectant than it becomes a desire sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people don't desire to be married. They just realize that that's the only way I can fucking protect you because the government is slippery and sticky with the way they do shit. Which reminds me, if you guys are married, or even if you're not, because I'm thinking about doing this myself, if you have any assets that are worth protecting, get yourself a trust and put your shit in a trust and give somebody a beneficiary of your trust, one or two people or multiple. Reason being because if you die, your shit gonna go through probate, and your family will have to go through hell and have to wait 6 to 7 months, maybe even some years before they can get all your shit out of probate. So whatever you have asset wise, put it in a trust. If you don't have a life insurance policy, because I'm actually getting ready to start seeing about outside life insurance policies, because I realize these job life insurance policies only go so far. So I'm actually about to do some research and learn about getting my own life insurance policies to protect not only just myself, but protect him, protect my niece and nephews, protect my family in general, because I don't want them to be stuck with no debts that I'm going to have. Even if my life insurance policy only pays off my debt, my funeral, and maybe help put my niece and nephews through college, hey, I've done my job. I've done my due diligence. Okay. But yeah, if you got anything like that, please get a trust. A trust is very
Trustful.
trustful, honestly. But
Sorry.
thank you. That's real cap. That's real game, not cap. No cap, real game. The more I've been working for insurance companies, the more I've learned that a trust, especially if you own a house. I don't care if the house is actually, even if your house is still technically in a mortgage, like you still own a mortgage on it, put your house in a trust. And then when you do put it in a trust, make sure that you remain named insured and your trust is additional insured. Reason being is that hold on, I'm going on an insurance tangent. I'm sorry.
I'll say she gave y'all a little bit more advice than she thought she would give y'all.
Yeah. If you want to hear about that, hit me up on my TikTok, the real Nicole, and we can have a whole conversation. I can do several videos about this stuff for y'all. But marriage is supposed to be like a sacred thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, shouldn't a relationship be a sacred thing?
Yeah.
Because if you make a vow to commit to one another, and if you have a poly relationship, you made a commitment to that poly world, right? So it still should be a sacred bond between people to where boundaries and lines shouldn't be crossed. A wedding ring shouldn't determine whether or not you're going to be faithful to that person. A wedding ring shouldn't determine whether or not you're going to be committed to that person. Because let's be clear, plenty of people put them on, but they take them off when they go do dirt.
Yeah, and plenty of people leave them on when they go do dirt.
That too. So, what the fuck are we talking about? You know? And with that being said, I guess we should go and hop on in. The difference of opinion. I feel like the topic of discussion has ran its course. And I feel like we should jump in a difference of opinion. Mainly because, baby.
Just by that look, I will go ahead and go first.
By all means, my brother. Take the flow.
So marriage versus long-term relationship. Hey, truthfully, to each its own. You know, some people have been waiting for marriage their whole life. You know, some people have ideas of what their wedding, how their wedding is going to be, what type of ring that I want, and this, that, and third. And some people just, don't really care for it. And just, hey, I love this person. I know this person is going to be in my life until I pass. I'm not going nowhere. She's not going nowhere. So, hey, why do we need to get the government involved? Because that's really, like, I believe you said it earlier, that's really nowadays what marriage is a almost like a business contract. And, combining your two entities to make one entity together. And, sometimes some people want to avoid that, but still want to be committed to their significant other or significant others. However you want to do it. But, I say it's to each your own, because nobody can, well, some people can force you to get married. We all have heard of shotgun wedding. And that also leads me into like arranged marriages in like other cultures, because I had a boss from a job previously years ago. He's Indian, and he was in an arranged wedding, and he did not, I believe they got married when they was like 23. He did not see his wife until the actual wedding day. And he told me how nervous he was, how is she gonna look, how is she gonna act, this, that, and the third, is she gonna have a physical disability, a mental disability. We all take all that for granted when other cultures or
Don't have no
forced
choice.
into marriage, huh?
Mm.
Oh. Or forced into marriage, but long-term relationship, hey, if it works for you, works for me. If you want to get married. Only thing I say is take the time to get to know your significant other before you decide to jump the broom. Because I've seen a lot of people get married quick and get divorced even quicker. And then sometimes, hey, you can be with a person for years and get married, and that's where it kills the relationship. So
Yeah.
and to each his own. If you want to get married, get married. If you want to stay, what's the term when I guess like when you're with someone for like 7 years, like the legal term. God dang it,
I know what you're talking about when it's considered
it slips my mind. But yeah,
um talking about a marriage. Well, you're not married, but uh
but hey, sometimes that's all you might need is I forget the term. We'll come back to the term.
common law.
Common law marriage, yes. Hey, some places, some states, they implement that. And I believe, I don't know how true it was. There was a rumor on social medias where Donald Trump was like, oh, if you're with that person for 3 years, you're common law married now. Like, what? What? We don't even live together at this point. But,
Child.
you know, that is my difference of opinion. The floor is yours, ma'am. I'm gonna go this way. No.
So earlier I mentioned I was going to jump back into this moment of where I talked about how my mother's first marriage made me view marriages differently. Hell, even her second marriage is making me view marriage differently. Not in the
Do
sense,
tell.
not in the sense of where I have any, like, I feel any negative connotations against marriage, but more so that it coincides with what I believe, that marriage does not change a person. A person changes during the marriage. So, for example, if I get married and I decide to use my marriage as an excuse to be, I don't know, I'm a tomboy. Let's say I use my marriage excuse to be girly girl all of a sudden. I always wanted to be a girly girl. I just waited till I got married to use the excuse to, oh, my husband likes, no, boo boo. You like, you want to be. So when people get married and they become assholes, they were already an asshole. They're just using the marriage and falsely using the Bible as an excuse to be controlling, to be an asshole, to be something that they already fucking was, and they're just waiting for the marriage to do so because they feel like you're committed to me now. Now you got to go through a process to get rid of me. And don't get it twisted. They don't show that shit right off. A lot of them wait a year to 2 years before they let that little demon unleash. Because by then you really do have to go through it. Because if I'm only with you for 90 days, I can go get an annulment. And you can't stop that. But if I'm with you 6 months to a year, I have to go through a full-blown divorce. Which is a different ball game. Now, me personally, and he's aware of this, I'm indifferent about marriage. I can live with it, I can live without it. I don't need a piece of paper to tell me if he gonna stay, if he gonna leave, because that's not going to keep him. Just like it's not gonna keep me. If I decide today it was a good run, Pac, I'll see you later.
Gotta go.
You know what I mean? There's nothing he can do to stop that. I mean, there is something he could try to do, but that's illegal, and it won't end well for neither one of us. But ultimately, marriage and long-term relationship are not different, and I get tired of people saying that they are. They are not different. There's nothing different about them besides the paperwork. Because ultimately, if you are committed to that person and you say you're committed to that person, the same work you put in to keep a marriage running is the same work you put in to keep a relationship running. There's nothing fucking different about it. And you can argue with your mama if you want to. People go, no, but being married is different. For fucking who? Show me where your marriage is different than a long-term relationship besides the paperwork. Because the trials and tribulations y'all go through, bankruptcy, and of course a divorce. That's the only thing that's different between a long-term relationship and a marriage. Is that there's a piece of paper that says we're committed. There's a piece of paper that says we're no longer together. That's the big difference. But the non-difference is you can go through bankruptcy, you can go through abortions, you can go through divorce, not divorce. I'm sorry, but cheating. You can go through abuse. You can go through anything you can go through in a marriage. You can go through in a goddamn long-term relationship, excluding the pieces of papers. That is it. When people be like, "Oh, well, my marriage is different because I service my significant other." How the fuck you know I don't service my person in a long-term relationship? What's different? Please, I would love for someone if you can prove to me where a marriage is different than a long-term relationship, God damn it, I'll give you $100. Because I need you. I don't get. Let me tell you something. I'm inspired by Kevin Fredericks and Melissa Fredericks, Deval Ellis and Kadeem Ellis and Denzel Washington, and I keep drawing a blank on his wife's name, and I hate it. And even Samuel. I've seen a lot of these black couples, but one thing that they ain't gonna convince me is that their marriage is different than a long-term relationship. Because you gotta put the work in. No matter what it is. If you really fucking want it, you have to put the work in. Because you could take that ring off your finger and nobody would know you're fucking married. They wouldn't know. If Deval and Kadeem never would have told anybody or wrote a book about being married, they would never even said they were married. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even know they really were married until he mentioned it. Until she mentioned it. Now, Kevin and Melissa always knew they were married. They came out the gate swinging with marriage. When I met them, I knew that they were married. I didn't know Kadeem and Deval was even married really until I started watching Sisters. Is when I realized that they were really married. Because I don't dig at people's past. You got to bring it to the forefront. By the time I met them, I didn't know that they were husband and wife. I just thought they called each other husband and wife until I seen the old pictures and shit like that. Now, like Denzel and Samuel, I knew they were married. I knew that. That was kind of obvious, But that goes to my point. Sometimes you can't tell when a person is even married to a person, but you can tell when they love a motherfucker. You can tell when they're committed to a person. So that's why I say a marriage and a long-term relationship just can't be different. Because if me and him go out together, people will never know if we're married or not. They don't know if we're not married. They don't know we're not married until we say something. They'll never know that I'm not married to him. When they say how long you've been together, we say 5 years. They're gonna assume we're married.
Until they start looking at hands.
Even if they look at hands. Some people don't wear wedding rings. Yeah. But that's my whole point, where a marriage and a long-term relationship just aren't different to me. You're gonna have to really break it down. And I'm not just talking biblically. I'm talking about lifestyle. You're gonna have to break it down for me lifestyle, where your marriage is different than my long-term relationship. Because everything I've seen them go through, I've probably been through already. Just on a different scale. You just not, I'm sorry, you're just not gonna convince me of it. And like I said, I'm indifferent about marriage. He wants to be married at his own time, and which it works out great for him because I'm indifferent. So he don't feel rushed. He don't feel like he gotta hurry up and go buy a ring and propose. And some people will say, oh, he's using that as an excuse to not propose. No, he's not. He just don't have to.
And if I was, mind your business.
I'm weak. He just don't have to. He don't have to rush for something that I'm not even looking for anyway. I'm not sitting here going, oh, I sure would like to get a wedding ring soon. Oh, I sure like to go dress shopping. First of all, let me clarify. I hate dresses anyway. I fucking hate dresses. And my mother show loves to be cute and keep buying me shit she know I don't like. Oh, I think Taylor just looks so cute in this. Ma'am, I don't. My clapper don't belong in a dress. My tatas don't belong in a dress. And don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong now. I put one on. I snatched the girlies up. Don't get me wrong. Because I wore that cheetah print, leopard print one in Atlanta and I ate them down. Can you hear me? I'll eat them down. I could clean up in a dress, but I just don't like them. I feel like I can't be free in a dress. It's too much. If I slip the wrong way, titty might pop out. If I dance too low, dress might hike up, booty cheeks out. I just don't want to go through that possibility. Shorts and pants is my best friend. Now you know what? And that's the end of my difference of opinion, by the way. And we're gonna go into final thoughts real quick. I think I know why people think marriage is different. Because they seem to think that they fight harder to keep their marriage than a person fights to keep their relationship, which is a fucking lie. Because if you fought in your relationship, that's what led you to marriage.
Mm-hmm. If you fight in that marriage, it's going to lead to divorce. No, fine.
That's true. That too. I feel like that people think a relationship is playtime. And that a marriage is this judge and jury type shit. Like, oh, you're in a relationship, you that's playtime. You can have all the fun you want to have. Yeah. You can do the same thing in your marriage, though. You can have all the fun you want to have in your marriage. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Because I read this in We Over Me. And I feel like that, because Kadeem mentioned a lot about servicing the vow and the vow servicing her. And, what they basically mean is not necessarily cater to each other's needs and wants. Having those real deal conversations about what you really want in your relationship and what you really need out of it. And we randomly have these type of conversations. We don't go too far in depth, and sometimes I feel like we should. But I'm sitting thinking to myself, they waited to marriage to have that conversation? Or... Because, I haven't made it too much further in the book, so I'm not going to misjudge, because they might have had this conversation before they got married, too. But from what I'm reading so far, this is a conversation that they digested while being married. And they're, basing, the wants of their marriage based off of what they grew up around and what they seen. I just feel like that the older you get, the more you learn. So I feel like sometimes when people get married too young is why they think their marriage is different than a relationship, because they got married in 18, 19, 20. I'm 30. Sorry,
when you start saying them numbers, I got to think about like 18th century, 19th century.
Oh, he's stupid. But no, for real though, real talk though, people get married super young, so when they get older, they think marriage is different. Oh, marriage is different because in my marriage, I see I need to work on X, Y, and Z. Your marriage didn't make that different. Your age did. You got older and realized that the bullshit you did in your 20s was not conducive to your 30s and your 40s. That's why I say you're not going to convince me that marriage is different than a long-term relationship, because it's not. You can get in a relationship at the age of 19 and be with that person until you're fucking 40. Get married to that person and realize that shit was no different. I'm sorry, you're not going to convince me that it's your age that made that shit different for you. You matured, you grew up. There's no difference. Who you fooling, nigga? It ain't me. Like I said, $100 on the table. Anybody that can change my perspective on marriage and long-term relationships are different, I give you $100. At my own motherfucking pocket.
The challenge has been set. Let me do my research. I need that $100.
And like I said, I'm not talking just biblically, so don't come at me talking about what the Bible said. I'm talking about life. Show me in life where this shit is different.
Because not everybody believes in the Bible. Some people read the Quran. Facts. Some people read the Torah. Some people read whatever,
Don't bring religion into it at all.
Yes.
If you gonna try to convince me that marriage and long-term relationships are different, don't bring religion into it, because we all know what the Bible say, what the Quran say, what the Torah say. If you believe in those books and stuff like that, then you know what each book says. Don't bring up the good book to me. Bring me life and show me where in life your marriage and my long-term relationship are not the same. Bring it to me. Change my mind. You're going to have a hell of a time trying to change it, though, because I felt this way since I was a kid. I'm talking about since I was 13 years old, and I've watched life start, and I was the kid. And I started watching, like, man, this marriage shit don't seem no different than what I'm watching these niggas go through. And I kept living. And I kept trying to find where marriage, and I would force myself to be like, okay, marriage might be different here. Then I kept living, and that shit just kept colliding into each other. You're not fooling me. Sorry, Charlie.
I get it. And also, it is some people do get married, based off their religion, like I said about, with my former boss, and even with Catholic, Baptist, more,
Mm-hmm.
some people, they do that wait till marriage type deal. But if you want to be a hoe, go be a hoe. No, I'm playing.
No, for real, you gonna be a hoe, go be a hoe. Just don't drag nobody else along your little hoish ways.
Right. I did have a question in my mind. It just sparked up.
Yeah, what is it?
I'm trying to get back to it. I'm gonna have to come back.
Was it about marriage?
Yes, it was. I kind of lost it.
Was it about something I brought up?
It kind of was, but it was also along the lines of religion and marriage. I wonder who the first person was. First couple was to get married, wasn't it? Because was it Adam and Eve?
That's a great question. Who was? Let's see if the Googles can tell us.
Who invented marriage? Nah, but and people need to really stop.
On my soul.
Did it say Adam and Eve?
Google said Adam and Eve.
Well, I guess they're married under God. But
the first married couple was Adam and Eve, according to the creation myth of the Abrahamic religions. For record history, the first documented marriage ceremony took place in Mesopotamia around 2350 BC.
Okay. Because hey, I don't know your beliefs out there, but there is also that myth that there was a woman before Eve named Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't necessarily made from his rib. So I guess they wasn't married. I guess they was just hooking up. What'd you say?
Concubines.
I said hooking up.
But it's interesting because when I looked this up, because Google's a good place to go look up stuff at. It says historical record. Mesopotamia, the first recorded marriage ceremony for which there is evidence occurred in Mesopotamia around 2350 BC. Purpose: these early marriages were not typically for love, but instead strategic alliances between families for power, money, and property rights.
Mm-hmm.
Evolution: over time, the concept of marriage evolved to include spiritual significance and became more structured, eventually leading to the traditional that we see today. Once again, ain't no fucking difference.
It really ain't. Because,
like I said, it's a piece of paper.
Like I said, my mom's last boyfriend or last significant other, they wasn't married at all. My mom was supposed to get married to another gentleman, not to say that, and that gentleman passed, and she ended up meeting another gentleman, and they was together up until she passed. So and
I stand on what I say.
They had their ups and downs, and they were still together and whatnot. So yeah, like I say, it's up to the individual. Like I said, I wouldn't mind getting married. And it also it's almost we can also we can. Is it safe to say we blame society about our views of marriage?
I don't. This is one thing I don't blame society on when it comes to my views of marriage. It's more so my belief on how I see marriage. From just researching marriage. I can't really say society because I'm gonna be honest with you. All the marriages I see and that I've seen, it's 50-50. 50 and in 50-50 in where they show the real raw, uncut version and then fake and forced. None of those had an influence on my perspective because all of them tried to convince me that marriage was different than a long term relationship. So I did my own research on what marriage meant to me and came with my own conclusion of what marriage looks like. And like I said, I spent time trying to convince myself that a marriage was completely different than a relationship because I guess you could say a societal standpoint, but I don't use society as a reason why I see marriage the way I do. At least I don't feel like I do. And maybe other people's eyes and their opinion, I do, based on what I'm saying, but I don't.
Because you know,
What about you?
nah, because I would, I I hate to say this, but I'm not. I'm gonna say it anyway. But in the black community, there's more long-term relationships than there is marriage. I grew up seeing more long-term relationships than I did marriage. You know, hell, I didn't go to my first wedding that I can remember until I was like 18, I believe.
I don't know how old I was when I seen my first
But yeah,
marriage.
I've seen a lot more long-term relationships, and those long-term relationships, some of them turned into marriage.
Yeah.
Like how the point you were getting to, the protective part. To make sure that that significant other was taken care of in an event
Of somebody's
of somebody's
passing.
passing or something. But those
Mm,
people, that was in those long-term relationships with me growing up, they was just as happy as I see, just as happy or just as miserable as you know some of the married
people.
people I've seen growing up. So
The more I'm trying to think, because honestly, I don't think I think I attended my first wedding when I was like 16, 17 ish.
mm,
However, I've been around married people since I was a youngin'. Like a lot of them were already married before I was born or
mm,
got married and I wasn't old enough to remember going to the wedding or even just wasn't invited to the wedding.
mm,
But marriage has been in the cycle of my family for years. Like it's not uncommon or unheard of in my family. It's just that like all my aunties except for one were married.
mm,
All of them. My mother was married twice. My one of my two of my aunts were married twice. Well, yeah, two of my aunties were married twice, and the other one she never got married. Honestly, I don't think the hoe ever gonna get married.
mm.
Uh,
All my aunts and uncles were married.
actually no, and even on my daddy's side, all of them on my daddy's side, or my biological father, all of them are actually married. All his sisters and all his brothers, all of them are married. Um, now the two that well no, one of the ones that passed away, he wasn't married, but that's because we think he was, and I don't think he ever got married because I don't think he did. I can't remember, to be honest with you. I don't think he ever did. But like I said, my both sides has marriage is a thing on both sides. And maybe people will say I'm just being rebellious because everyone on both sides of my family has been married except for maybe a few people. So they may be like, "Oh, you're being rebellious. That's all."
That could be it.
No,
No,
bitch, I'm
I'm
not being
playing.
rebellious. I'm just indifferent because I've seen the ups and downs of a marriage. And based on my own feelings towards marriage is why I'm indifferent. Like society doesn't control the fact that if I do or don't want to be married. That's why I'm indifferent. It's not going to hurt my feelings if someone never wants to marry me, and it's not going to make me giddy because someone wants to marry me. I just think that the fact that I have a genuine person who genuinely loves me and cares about me, it makes me more happy than a person who wants to marry me just for the image. You know what I mean? Like the little
I'm in it
things.
for the money.
I'm crying. The little things, like he'll tell you, the little things he do will make me smile 10 times over the big things. Just simply buying me books literally brought me a little shed of tears. Just simply buying me books that I said I wanted to read because I want to get back into it, or just simply doing my podcast with me right now, because it's something I want to pursue, something I want to try to help elevate my comfortability with being on camera. Shit, these expensive ass lights, these microphones and shit that I didn't spent money on. He had to bite the bullet on me spending extra money out of my account to pay for all this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's something that a marriage can't fucking buy me. Just saying. Just saying. And maybe because I have the supportive relationship that I have, maybe that's why I don't see marriage as a difference. I've had bad, I've had good, I've had what the fuck, and I've had and I've had won't try that again. you know, um, I don't know. That's my final thought, though.
And with that,
it's a wrap.
We thank you guys for letting us chat your ears off and, holding your attention for this long. And I'm just playing.
No, he's actually doing good. But we do really want to thank you for tuning in and listening up and letting us borrow our ears for as long as you did.
That's what I wanted to say, but I just couldn't say it.
We appreciate it. We hope you learned something. We hope you heard something, did something. And by all means, the challenge still is out there. If you can change my mind or make me see something different, that $100 is yours.
Good luck is all I'm gonna say.
And it's only to one lucky person. I ain't taking 5, 6, 7 different people talking about something. I can help you. I can change your mind. No. And once again, don't come at me with no biblical bull. I want the real raw. I want that real life experience. Can you dig me? And with that being said, love, peace, and honor to all. I have been your host, Tay Nicole.
I'm your co-host, Pac Manley.
And together we are WitChaOlAsx Podcast.
Roll credits. Oh. See, we could have did it that way.
We
Roll
could.
Credits.
Marriage ain't different than a long-term relationship. Marriage ain't different. Marriage ain't different. Change my mind.
from now on, she's gonna have a closing song for every topic. No, I'm playing.
Probably might. Peace out.